Episode 46 of season 2, or episode 46
Whatever.
of season 1 continued, but
Yeah,
divided
but we
by
don't know
2.
anymore. We don't know anymore.
I actually I've been taking notes the last couple of weeks since it's been a minute since I've been on here. And I don't want to jump into your gripes too early, but can I just say one of my biggest pet peeves, maybe gripes, is that when women and sometimes men wear these skin tight leggings to stores with ridiculous patterns. Like I was in, I think it was Target or some other store the other week. I honestly, if this person had Rambo hair, I thought it would be Ravishing Rick Rude walking down the aisle. Like it was just like, at what point do certain patterns need to just wear black, gray, white, yellow? Just what are you trying to prove?
No, I'm with you. Especially when it's like skin tight, like you look like a wrestler.
Yes,
like you look like Shawn
John
Michaels.
Rambo. Yeah, you have hair like John Rambo in the body of a fucking thing with it should have like tusks.
You look like Shawn Michaels, and that's the problem. You know what my other problem is too? With like, I have a giant problem with like, like here's the thing: if you're gonna wear yoga pants, right? Like, just commit. Like, don't wear underwear. Like, to me, seeing an underwear line in yoga pants is like having a fly in your ice cream. It's the worst thing. Commit or don't. Yoga pants are just big underwear, right? That's like when men wear long johns. We don't wear underwear under the long johns and then pants on top of that. Your long johns are your underwear. Yoga pants are just big ass underwear. Don't wear underwear. Like, here's the thing. Because if there's a girl and she's got, there's a lot going on down there and it looks nice. Like, what if there's just a giant underwear line just wedged, like that's terrible. Terrible.
Oh God, just the fart smell in there, just being trapped in there like that. Oh, Jesus.
I wasn't thinking that. I was saying it.
You are right though. It's because some people I've seen have like they tuck their cell phone on their hip and like they have like car keys tucked in there. It's like, dude,
that's the new money and under the titty thing to me.
Is that a thing?
Oh yeah. What do you mean? You've never seen women use their titties as their purse?
I mean, sometimes with a bar, maybe, but I've never been with someone that does that actively. Is that like the way how they hold their cash in cards?
Oh yeah, dude. Like I remember when I worked at a record store and there was an older black lady. She was probably like, I don't know, mid-40s. I love that I'm saying that's older now, and I'm almost there.
Yeah, your age.
Yeah, she was my age. Now I wasn't.
Barry.
Yeah, but I was 20. I was 20 at the time. So like, I remember like literally she came to buy, it was like either a CD or concert tickets. Cause we were the Ticketmaster outlet for the area. We were the only one actually. And so I remember like her coming to pay for something and she literally took like $20 out of her bra. And I'm like, no, I'm not touching that. I'm not touching your titty money. Like,
Oh, so yeah, like all the sweat, all the just,
yeah, this would have been in 2000. So, credit cards weren't what they are now. To use a credit card back then, it was like you had to pay like a charge. It was like a pain in the ass. Like, I never and I remember when making me sound old as hell. When we did credit cards back then, it was like to put it on a sheet of paper and like swipe the shit. Yeah. You had to hope it. And I remember sometimes that thing would fuck up and you would have to take a pencil and put the yellow sheet of paper off the card and just manically draw on top of the thing, dude. Anyway, yeah, titty money is still a thing. I still see women do it today.
Interesting.
It's cultural though. It's mostly most of the people I see do it are African.
Like, imagine if a dude was like walking to the gas station, like, I got 20 on 6 with a Mountain Dew,
out of his pants.
Just pulls it. What the hell?
Slips his sack up. You're like, oh my God.
Good God. Is that changing a condom? Yeah. Too much.
He just throws a condom on the table. Oh man.
So what's I know we got Rockville coming up in Europe, but like what have you done at home the last couple of weeks?
I think I'm gonna have. You remember when we were on the road and I would if I was chewing on the left side of my mouth, I would get like that severe pain.
Like TMJ type stuff?
No, remember I would bite down and it would I would shut down mentally because it hurt so bad. I
sexually.
thought, and sexually, well, listen, if I'm shutting down mentally, I'm shutting down sexually. I thought that I had a chip in my front tooth. So when we had a day off in Green Bay, I went to my Wisconsin dentist, and she was like, I mean, I can put something on it, but it's not really going to hold. So anyway, 2 days ago, I went to Dr. Jenny, my child dentist, which, by the way, when they were doing x-rays.
Paul's on. Did Paul just chip in?
I don't see Paul. Where's Paul?
I just heard a chime.
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Maybe
That's probably you on your end.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm in the child. They're doing X-rays, and my legs are hanging off the seat, and that's the moment I realized how ridiculous this was. That I use a child dentist, right? I was like, oh, this is a little much. So she goes in and puts some like filling, like epoxy, like filling on the chip, and I go home thinking it's going to be okay, and it still hurts. So I call, like, it feels like it's woken me up a couple times at night to where, like, it feels like pressure, dude. It hurts so bad. And she's like, I think you're probably gonna have to get your wisdom teeth taken out. And I'm like, God, no. Because they're you can see them, they're coming in okay. She's like, they're coming in okay, but the back left one's just leaning just a little bit, and it's pushing up on this crown that I have. I've only had one. Does that affect
like you're singing or talking? Like I've never.
It affects my talking, dude. It hurts. So I was taking Advil for the last week, and I don't like taking Advil. Like I don't, you know me. I don't like taking anything.
Yeah.
But Advil, especially because Brent always scares me, and he's like, it's going to eat your stomach lining, and I'm like, all right, dude, let's just chill out. I don't take it like on the reg.
Right.
So, so I'm taking it. And then I was like, dude, it hurt so bad yesterday. I told Mom, I want to blow my head off right now. Like this is the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. And she's like, I think I still have some naproxen from when I was like, after I had Oliver. I'm like, give me that shit. So it's all it is a high powered ibuprofen, basically like a 800 milligram. Dude, I took one of those things yesterday. This shit, the pain went away in 10 minutes. I'm gonna be high. I'm gonna be like George Jung. I'm gonna be high as hell. And ibuprofen doesn't get you high, I guess. But
like, what would your reaction been when you said you want to blow your brains out? Your mom's like, you won't. Like, God damn it.
No, she would. Here's the thing. I was obviously clearly joking. My mom would have taken that very seriously, I'm afraid. So that's been going on. I've been dealing with this. It hurts so bad. I don't want to get my wisdom teeth taken out. I'm horrified. I'm probably gonna have to do it on Monday because if we go to, I gotta get it done a week before we go to Europe. I don't want to be in Europe dealing with this shit. So
yeah,
especially
I got long bus rides,
dude, terrible. And then we canceled the last show, so I got to come home and see the last soccer game. Surprised Ollie and my wife. Neither of them knew that I was coming home as early as I did. Shout out to Knoxville. We are gonna announce the new date. Probably this week. I know we have it now. Yeah, that's what's been going on, man. Just chilling. Obviously the playoffs were happening. We were down 3-1 and had a thrilling game 5 and beat the Warriors by like 55 points. We were up by 55 at one point, but beat them by like 40. And then game 6 it turned around and we lost, sadly. I was a little upset about that, but yeah, man.
It's a shame Paulie's not here because the only full game I've watched all playoffs was that last Phoenix Suns game, and I was just like, dude, what is going on?
They just fell apart.
It's so weird how you could be at the top of your level and just be like, I'm not going to show up this game.
That's basketball, though. But here's the thing:
it's weird.
There were, that's what I love. That's what I love about basketball. To me, football, you're always going to kind of live up to your potential in or around. Basketball, we go to this game 5 with the Warriors. We're up by 55 in the third quarter. Like, I mean, we're blowing out one of the best teams in the league. And, deep down, I know I'm like this. I go, this scares me because I know they're not going to play this bad in the next game. And we're not going to play this good. So trying to figure it out. Honestly, that series should have ended with that. We should have been up 3-1 going into that game 5 because
there was a game. Was it game 2 you should have won? One of those games you should have won.
We won game 2. We should have won game 1. We should have won game 4.
Yeah. 4,
so we should have been 3-1 going into that series. But obviously Ja went out in game 3. That sucked when your star goes out. So we were injured, man, and we couldn't make it happen. Dylan Brooks got suspended for a game, which was that's a gripe that I'll talk about later, but it's total bullshit.
Do you find that, so I'm a Celtics fan, obviously, and they lost last night to the Heat. But then people are like, well, they're Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year, was hurt. Al Hartford has COVID, which I don't know why they're still doing protocols in the NBA. But then I'm like,
sneak.
well, Kyle Lowry's hurt on the Heat or whatever that guy. It's like, I'm to the point now where I'm laughing where it's like that excuse of, oh, he's injured. Now, outside of the star of a team getting hurt, players are able to, they can still win game, right? Like you could still win a game.
I mean, here's the thing. Could the Heat benefit from Kyle Lowry? 100%. But the Heat have Jimmy Butler, who granted right now is kind of their only main offensive threat, but a threat nonetheless. You know, Tyler Hero's good too, but you know, you got Jimmy Butler who's he
makes everyone better.
Yeah, I think Butler's a good teammate. I think sometimes he's too competitive. You know, when he was on that Sixers team and wanted to leave, obviously that was a bad situation. You know, I feel like, to me, you know, I said on Twitter, I said Heat in 5.
I retweeted
as soon as the Celtics beat the Bucks, which again, look at that. I mean, they only had Giannis at that point. Chris Middleton was out. They had, you know, they got Bobby Portis is there, and they got Drew Holiday. But, you know, I was just like, man, you know, it sucks because this guy's carrying the whole team the whole time is what it felt like. And then the Celtics in that last game were just unbeatable. Like, Jason Tatum was ridiculous. Like, there was no way they were going to beat him. But as soon as the Celtics won, I was like, Heat in 5. I mean, you know, they held their own at the beginning of the game last night. Celtics did, but I don't know. I feel like that I don't know. I feel like the Heat are going to win it all if they go. Truly.
If they go, I do, just because I think that chip on the shoulder. I mean, it's one of the things too where it's like matchup wise, and you know it's best is like Al Horford is a facilitator for the Celtics, and all that paint that stuff would have been happening yesterday. Now,
it's going to be it's going to be a different game tomorrow. 100%. Like with Marcus Smart back, and if Al Horford's back, it's going to be a totally different ball game.
Now, to
Marcus Smart, because Marcus Smart would be guarding Jimmy Butler.
100%, or just being the pain in the ass that he is. And so the Al Horford thing, COVID protocols, it's like, why are we still testing? Like, did he feel sick? They're not. I don't get this whole thing.
Isn't what sports. It was, man. It's just a cold. No, because it's an act. They're trying to keep up the act. That's all.
I'm just like, dude, what are you talking about? The guy's had a hell of a series, and all of a sudden he feels fine. But who's randomly testing these people now? Dude, is that what they're doing?
They have to be, because you know them players are especially in the playoffs. If this is the regular season, if the NBA was going on the honor system, ain't no motherfucker getting COVID, because they're being like, no, I'm
protocols, all this shit, dude. They'd be broken arms. I'm good. What are you, coach?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing is like, dude, in the playoffs, if they're using the honor system, dude, ain't no player fucking testing for COVID. You're high as fuck. They gotta be random testing these people. If a motherfucker coughs, they're like, yo, come in my office. Because there ain't no way a dude's gonna be like, I don't feel good. It's game 6. Yeah. We're, you know, it's a win or go home game. I'm like, no, man, I got something. I got some chicken in my throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Spicy chicken. Yeah.
No way. There is no way you're missing that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing is like, especially somebody like Al Horford, you know, who's been there so many times with so many different teams. I've always liked Al Horford. I like Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart's I know we always bag on Patrick Beverley but he's
not petty.
I picture Marcus Smart as a previous Celtic great, Tony Allen. Well, you would know Tony Allen too, where 100%. It's like you give so much, you do all the dirty work. You love your team, you support your team, and you'll fight the other team if you have to. But there's no like weird drama where it's like it's all about you.
That's the thing about Pat Bev, and what the shit about that Pat Bev said yesterday about Chris Paul is so fucking stupid. Like, we call him traffic cone. Like no one else. I'm like, listen, man, between the two of you. One of you is fucking first ballot Hall of Fame, and one of you isn't even mopping the fucking floors at the ceremony. Right. You're never, ever. Pat Bev could win 2 championships from here on out. He will never be in the NBA Hall of Fame.
Not even from a community standpoint. The effect that Paul's had on the league in the world.
Dude, Chris Paul, top 5 point guard to ever play the game. Ever. Dog. Yeah. Probably. He's short though. I wonder where you meet in the middle. because black guys have huge dicks. I wonder where you meet in the middle if they're a little shorter. He's probably he's at least 7.5.
Yeah, what's average? Like, do you think those guys when they get in the locker room shower, they're like looking at some guy in the corner, some rookie, be like, oh?
I think average black guy dick is 7.5 inches. Average. And I have a weirdly sized dick for my height and my ethnicity. You know what I mean? Like,
when's the last time you've measured?
It was a couple years ago.
One of these podcasts, we should do a live measuring. I
know what mine is. Like I got decent white man dick. But anyway, with Pat Bev, like I always talk about anytime I talk shit about a player who's annoying like that, Pat Bev, what's the kid, Dennis Schroeder, any people who are like annoying, Darren Williams, any people like annoying on defense where they like guard you from as soon as you throw the ball back in, right? Like those people, look at this psychopath.
Oh, you're up.
I'm on the podcast right now. All he said he's gonna put a show on for you guys. Gotta make your shirt hot. Yeah. Anytime like that. Why are you wet?
Is that water?
Wet. Is that water? Why is your shirt wet?
It's not wet.
It is wet. I just touched it. It's wet. All right, go back down. Anytime there's somebody like that, anytime I talk about him on Twitter, I'll get this thing that's like, oh, but if he was on your team, you'd love him. That's not true. I remember last year, Pat Bev got traded to the Grizzlies, and I said, he better not play one game in a Grizzlies jersey. I hate Pat Bev. And you know what? I've never liked him, but after the push on Chris Paul at the end of last year.
Is that a snake?
Psychopath.
Oh my God.
All right, go back downstairs. Yeah, after the that's a weirdo, man. After the push on Chris Paul, I'm like, no, fuck this dude. I do not like him. I think he's annoying. And then like even like me and Jordan were just at lunch with the kids, and he was on TV, and they were like, why do they keep having this dude on? Jordan was like, why do they keep having this dude on TV? I'm like, because it makes good Instagram clips.
He's also said stuff that pushes buttons. It's all about shock value.
100%. He's a pot stirrer.
Yes.
100%. And that's what he's doing. But like, and then Jordan goes, they showed him, and he goes, he's just sitting like a hater. Like it was just showed him sitting there. And I was like, yeah, I actually kind of agree with this. He is kind of sitting like a hater. Anyway, there's a lot of, I got some basketball in my gripes. There's a lot to get to. But first I want to do the question for next week already.
Ooh.
All right. Fuck Mary, Amber Heard, Jada Pinkett Smith. You got to fuck one. You got to marry one. You can't kill either of them, which I know everyone wants to do.
Ooh, I'd rather fuck and marry Johnny Depp.
Same.
Oh,
and
God.
Kill the other two. There's been a lot going on. A lot. One thing I wanted to talk about was, it was a couple of weeks ago now, but this ASAP Rocky thing where he landed from a flight and he got arrested. He's obviously there. He's with Rihanna, who's pregnant, got arrested at the airport, which is pretty embarrassing. I mean, he was probably flying private, but, usually in cases like this, if it's a white person, you get asked to surrender yourself if they have information on you and blah, blah, blah. Now, there could be the tale of like they wanted to catch him so he couldn't get rid of evidence. Possibly. But like, I think it was weird that they didn't ask him to surrender. I thought that was a little weird. But again, maybe it's because they didn't want him getting rid of evidence, which is kind of smart, I guess. Did you read anything about that story?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. Because I saw a picture in the grocery store checkout line, like Star Magazine, where it's like, because she's super pregnant now too, right? Like, which I had no idea.
Very pregnant.
And she's super hot too. Like, she's very like, I love how she's just being unapologetically herself.
Oh, always loved Rihanna. Rihanna and Alicia Keys have always been two for me because like I really dig the Alicia Keys because like she doesn't like wear makeup. I love that. Dude. I'm
Is she who's she with?
Makeup
Is she married or
dude.
does she have like what's her
Swiss Beats? Isn't she with Swiss Beats?
God damn! Why can't someone like that just marry like a Joe Schmo who works a 9 to 5 at a?
I mean, we can marry two great rappers. I mean, ASAP Rocky is one of my favorite rappers, and then Swiss Beats. Come on, bro. I could be totally lying about this though. Hold on. Who is she? Keys.
You never really see her.
Swiss Beats. Yeah, I'm right.
All right.
She's been married for 12 years.
How long ago was the Rihanna Chris Brown shit?
Oh my God.
10 years?
Yeah, about 10. Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Because I met them right before that. We were rehearsing.
You were in the elevator. You're like, I'm gonna get off here.
You know what? This is tension.
You guys want to get a massage? I'll be done in an hour.
Yeah. There's a lot of tension here. Anyway, I thought it was a little weird that they didn't ask him to surrender. I thought that was a little strange. Another hip hop thing I wanted to get into that happened about 2 weeks ago. That was you guys know me. I love online trolling. I love trolls who when someone's trolling a celebrity and the celebrity just goes ham because you think that they would never do that. Obviously, I'm one of those people. We'll talk about that in just a second, about how I just got let back on Facebook and now I'm already banned again. I was back on Facebook for 15 minutes. I got banned again. But one of the things I want to talk about, did you see this Drake story?
No.
Oh my God. So Drake,
he has a burner account, right? Like he has a fake Twitter.
No, he did this from his real Twitter.
Oh God.
So Slam magazine posted this thing, said T Morant, which is Ja Morant, my Ja Morant's dad, is approaching LeVar Ball levels of annoyance, which by the way, totally disagree with. I think T Morant he's not annoying at all. He's supportive of his son. And then someone said, this is crazy because he's literally done nothing but be supportive father and son on the sidelines, giving props to his son and all his son's opponents. So Drake posted this and said, imagine your son making the league. He's Ja or LaMelo or Lonzo, and all you can do is be elated and competitive over supportive, and it's a rite of passage that all the OGs talk shit. I know I'm going to be this way even if my son is in a Rubik's Cube competition, which by the way is hilarious. And this dude commented on it and goes, your son probably plays with ghostwriters, because Drake's been accused of using ghostwriters, which I'm pretty sure he does not do. Of course, normally Drake would never even see this comment or reply to it. But for the entertainment of all the people in the whole world, he did. And
I love that.
I love it. I love it. I love when people do that. I do it all the time. And I know there's like 90% of our fans that love it and 10% that are like, just let it go. Just let it go. And Drake replied, for the entertainment of us. On behalf of us, he replied and said, I just followed your girl because she's probably miserable and needs some excitement in her life. Then this dude, Drake followed this dude's wife and sent her a DM. And then she posted and said, oh, hey, but she screenshot it and said, oh, she was God's plan. Because he followed her on Instagram, and then he sent her a DM. And then the dude replied, and he said, I'm here for you, Ma. And then the dude replied and goes, Drake really just followed and DM'd my wife. I'm like, this is the greatest story I've ever heard in my entire life.
I think why I love that stuff is it shows that these people are human and they are receptive to what's being said about them. And it's just kind of, again, it's pretty harmless what Drake did. He could have just, sent his whole army after this person. But the other line of it is sometimes you brush up against I think why the 10% that don't like when you do it is that some of these people, when they get the response they're not expecting, most of the time what you say is just honesty and in your face, and maybe the words might, whatever to people. But people don't like being told that they're wrong in front of public forum, yet they're the ones that stir the pot initially. And when you do it, you give it back tenfold. The name calling and the shit talk on their end, it's like, dude, take the L. You called out an artist that has his own Twitter he runs. He calls you out. Just take the L. Take the L.
All right, let's get into some gripes.
You better watch out. You better be nice, or you might find yourself in Zach's gripes.
that's one of the things I wrote down is like the ungrateful fans, you know. And listen, I've said this before on this podcast. 99% of our fans are the shit. They're my favorite people. And you know what I like, man, like is that they've started these communities on Facebook and they ride for each other. And like, I love that. I love people showing up to shows, meeting each other. But there's that 1%, man, that always, I sent you guys that comment in the me, you, Kent and Paul text the other day about this lady being like, cause you know, I've talked about it on the podcast before. I'm like, listen, like, I do miss in a way meeting fans, but like I said, it's nice to have that section of my day back. Cause again, I'm gonna say this for the 100th time on this podcast. We do our meet and greets different than other people. I'm not gonna do a photo line like every other band in my genre where you walk up, you shake my hand, you take a picture, see you the fuck later, give me your money. We don't do that. Everybody in our band takes at least 5 minutes with every single person in that line. And we don't do 100-person meet and greet like every other band in our industry. We do a 40-person meet and greet. Yes, it is expensive, but we take the time. I talk to people. I want to know their story. But what I've said before is I am not a person who can hear a story about someone's child dying or them having a gun in their mouth and go, oh man, that's a big bummer. All right, next person. Like I wear that shit on my sleeve, man. It hurts me. You know, how many times have you seen me walk out of a meet and greet crying?
I mean, a couple of times. I'm not even, sometimes maybe of laughter, but other times, yeah, where it's like, hey, man,
Certainly
I need to take a break. Like you hear something
if
about
someone
a
tells
kid
me
with cancer
anything
or something.
If someone tells me anything about a child, I leave a meet and greet. Because like I'm crying, man. Like, and you know what? I probably wouldn't have done that before I had kids, but dude, when someone's like, you know, you were my kid's favorite band, he died of cancer. Like, dude, fuck, man, I don't have the emotional wherewithal to take that on and then go play a show. So yeah, you know what? It probably pisses some people off that I'm like, I'm glad I have this 90 minutes of my day back to not have to do this because I don't have the emotional capabilities right now to do it. And a lady commented and says some stupid shit like, oh, but I'm glad you got your day back, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, bitch, like, I don't give a fuck about your, like, you know what I mean? Like you pay money. You kind of yelled it out of the bus one night. And honestly, I wrote this down to talk about on the podcast before this lady even commented because, you know, I came out of the bus every night on that last tour.
I remember this one.
I came out of the bus every night on that last tour. And
You'd walk out sometimes a quarter of a mile. Hey, John, and even Barry sometimes or Eric. Hey, who's out here?
I would walk out every single night to see. I remember sometimes walking, trying to find fans. Physically, because I would see people going, hey, we're outside. And I would literally walk around for 5 minutes looking for fans to meet because they said they were outside. I did it every single night. You got dinosaurs? I got to do this first. We'll play dinosaurs after. Okay? Go back downstairs.
I did Jurassic World right there. Get ready.
I was going to say bad words. You know, so for me to go out and meet these people, you know, I just play for 2 hours. And we were putting on a show, bro. Like that
it's
the best show we've ever done. And it was we played 2 hours every single night, 2 whole hours, 19 songs. And, you know, I would go out every night and still meet people because I wanted to do that. You know, I do miss the meet and greets in that sense. I do miss meeting people. You know, we're very isolated down kind of backstage, but you know, there was that one night, I don't remember what the lady said.
I do.
Was that in South Dakota? I don't remember where it was.
Yes.
What did she say?
Oh no, it was backstage, Michigan. It was Lansing. Was it the arena?
Grand Rapids.
And she was like,
oh yeah.
And she was like, the least Brent could do is come out here after we watched him perform.
And at least say hi or something.
Yeah, say hi, whatever. I got this. Whatever. And I just.
And John proceeds to scald this lady, and it was one of my favorite things. He talked to her like a child because she was very rude.
Yeah, she was drunk too, and I think maybe she was just wanted to maybe beat the band. And so basically,
I was tired. Go ahead.
And I go, you know what? Like these guys just gave you 2.5 hours of their lives, an incredible show. Everyone's happy. What more do you want from these guys? He's got to rest his voice. We have a show tomorrow. Stop acting like an asshole.
You paid $46, lady. You don't get.
You don't
get to meet us. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like that's why I do like. I obviously love the times we're in with technology and how far things have come, but like, God, I wish our band was in the 70s sometimes, man. Where like that shit was like, to meet somebody was like, oh my God, like you never, dude, no one ever met Robert Plant.
The respect is different though. People changed. They got that sense of entitlement.
They're entitled now because of where we are with technology.
Yeah.
Because I post pictures of my kids, you think you know me better than you do. And you do not. And Barry's one of those, Barry's the guy that's always like, well, you shouldn't post it. I'm like, dude, if I'm going to be on social media, I'm going to fucking be on social media. Like people, I don't want to post the same 9 pictures of me on stage. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to show you my life, listen, I'm going to be on there or I'm not going to be on there.
Plus it's your page. Well,
I mean, Barry's just like, I understand where he's coming from, but he's like, I would never show my daughter on that. Like, dude, we're not as famous as you think we are. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not Justin Timberlake. And even him, dude, like that guy walks around all the time now without security now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just how it is. But like, for me, again, if I'm going to be on there, I'm going to be on there, right? But it gives these people this sense of entitlement. And that's what bothers me. Because there were nights where, me and you were both shocked as we could possibly be because I'm getting ready in Peoria, getting ready to walk out one night, and Brent goes, I'm going to go out there with you. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, it does happen. It just organically happens. If there's, I mean, there's so many variables too that people, hey, is there a show the next day? It's like, it's all the stuff where it's like, hey, if these guys would give you the shirts off the back, they're going to do it. Just some nights they can't do it because they've got other stuff, family issues, work issues, whatever it is. Like you said it best, that show from load in to load out is one of the most ambitious type of where it's like everyone has to be on, and it's just
a wild show, and you have to, it's
sound checks are gnarly just because stuff's trying to move. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're also in front of the PA. There's so much going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. And like, so like when we come out at the end of the night, like be grateful for that and appreciate it. Like we don't have to do that. I do it because I want to meet you guys and it's fun for me. But like, I am also the person that like that one person can ruin it for me. You guys are idiots. That one person can ruin the whole thing for me, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? So, all right, you ready? Turn it into let's turn it into what's this one called? Tails. Yeah. Now we turned it.
Hey, are you gonna take the kids to see Jurassic World when it comes out?
We're gonna be in Europe, but I've already worked on
the theater. Let's get that
theater.
Oh,
yeah.
I just worked on it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna rent a theater when we get back again, and
nice.
I'll take the kids to go see it because they'd be loving them dinosaurs.
Yeah, I mean we'll already see it in Europe, but we'll pretend we didn't.
We've seen it twice. Yeah. Doesn't matter at this point. So that's the thing. We're gonna do that. All right. What's the next gripe? Let's talk about the Ohio State Karens.
Oh God, that woman.
So
John
I'll let John tell this story, but we went to Ohio State. We played it at the arena there, and
basically one of the venue staff after one of my meetings was like, hey, do you guys want to check out the field? And I was like, oh yeah, I mean I've never done it. I know the guitar player Zach is big into checking out like the famous or even whatever.
Yeah,
venues.
We did it in Boise. We did it a couple places.
And so we get out, he takes us in there. This is a guy that literally opened the front gate, like unlocked it, has all the keys to the venue. Literally everywhere we want to go, this guy would take us.
Has a God key to everything on that campus.
We walked into the field, down the ramp, me, Sanjay, Zach. And we get out there and we're just taking pictures. We're not stepping on the field because I know there's a respect thing there. We're not those type of super fans. And then in the middle of the field, there's this woman. She's kind of curating a bunch of these kids or people. And she walks over to us.
And they're taking pictures at the 50-yard line.
Right. And so she walks over to us and goes, you can't be out here or you can't do this. Like we have this rented out. And we look at our guide guy. I think his name is Dan or Ben. And he's like, don't worry, we got this. Like he plays it off completely. Like
he's really nice to her. He was nice to her when she was mean to him. And that's when he could have been not nice to her.
Right.
Because he runs this place.
So we stay out there, and now we're in tune to why she's bitchy. So we're getting in the way. We're kind of doing taking our time to stare at, point at. We're being
assholes, but we're with the guy. We're with the guy that can
someone.
up.
She
in the
calls
top.
someone, right? And she comes down, sees our guy, waves, and goes, "Oh, you're good."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the woman's looking at us, and she's like, "Son of a bitch."
Well, and she's just like complaining, and the lady's just like, "Yeah, they rented this whole place for a photo shoot and blah blah blah." I'm like, "That's fine, but like, I'm not running laps on the field.
Right.
Literally standing on the sideline. I'm not in any of their shots. I'm just hanging out.
We're
And that's the
playing.
thing.
They sold a show in the arena. Like, come down. Like, we're here just to.
We just brought 13,000 people to your arena, and this lady's like, all you know what you could tell, she was just like a party planner. Is all she was.
Yeah, but I love when people's sale gets taken out of their, or when you take out of their sale,
Man,
because
she was so
the person she called basically bowed down to our guy, say, "Hey, no problem, you're good."
She was so
The guy opened the
fucking
gate.
rude. The guy
Literally opened the gate.
And then, how do you think we got on this field, lady? You think we just stumbled in here?
Right.
It was
just
so
super douchey.
ridiculous. Yeah.
That's why the idea of people just being like, it's so easy to be an asshole with someone. You can't take 2 seconds to read the situation. Be like, "Hey guys, can I help you with anything?" You're like, "Oh, okay, just be careful. We're taking a pic." No problem. We're not going to go to the
We walk on the Boise Broncos field, and there's like actual recruits on the field,
coaches,
and they're like making football jokes. Like, "You're going to try out?" Like, to us.
Yeah, like Zach and Sanjay are doing trial rate meets and fucking.
we did a
long
40-yard
jumps
dash, which, by the way, Sanjay can run fast. It doesn't look like he can run fast. He beat me barefoot.
He's got that. It's deceiving. Matt Healy too. Like, you look at Matt, but when
Well,
you
Matt
play
played
like a
soccer.
pickup
Matt
game
played
or a
soccer.
sport, he's deceivingly very active.
Matt played soccer. So here's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about Matt Healy. Matt Healy could have probably went to the minor leagues in baseball, possibly in major leagues. Matt had shoulder surgery, I believe, but Matt was a pitcher. Like, Matt was like a college, Matt was being scouted. Like, Matt could have been a major league baseball player. And then obviously, what happened, and now he's just a creep forever. He's the only one of our friends who listens to this podcast, so I can say that. All right, what other gripes do I have? People who smoke right by an outdoor dining area. What the fuck are you doing? Stop that shit.
Or a tour bus.
Yeah, Chris Lightcap. Justin, Jesus Christ. That guy was ripping heaters.
No, Cappy
all
can
night
smoke
long.
on the bus. It's these other people, like locals, that come out to like a loading dock and just start smoking. It's like, dude,
Taylor
what are you
Momsen.
doing?
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
No, like me and my wife and kids were eating at a place in Little Rock, it was like a pizza place, because of Avery, and we're out. Literally, they walk outside and they walk like 2 feet away from where the outdoor patio seating area is, and just start ripping heaters. And I'm like, yo, we can
Smoking the
smell
darts.
that, dude. Let me tell you something. If you do that, know this: everyone fucking hates you. So if you want to be hated by everybody, that's fine. Do that. I don't
Does
mind.
Ollie at this age understand like what drinking does to someone or smoke? Does he notice stuff like that yet? Or he's
like he noticed that my mom smokes and he gets really mad about it. Like, he's always like,
oh, so he
"My mom is-"
understands like, hey, you
100%.
can get cancer
100%.
or sick from this.
No, I don't know if he knows that. We haven't really had like a cancer talk or anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, he knows that he wants my mom to quit, which she needs to quit. You know what? My mom listens to the podcast too, so it's good for her. It's for me to tell her that she.
It was good seeing your mom at a bunch of shows.
Yeah, she came out to like 3.
And your
3 or
aunt,
4.
Dottie, right?
No, Kay, not Kay. Vicky.
Vicky. I think she almost put a cigarette out of my arm when I saw her in Alabama or Arkansas.
I don't have Arkansas. I don't have an Aunt Dottie.
She looked like a Dottie though. It's so funny when that generation gets together. Like, I can picture you guys growing up having like a blast.
Oh my God.
Hanging with everyone.
My mom.
Pure mayhem.
Yeah, my mom's, I grew up with 5 aunts, so it was like my mom had all sisters. So
you imagine the shit talk back in the day with that?
God.
That's the view before the view before the view.
Oh my God. That's true. My Aunt Vicky does kind of look like Joy Behar a little bit.
A little bit.
Now you bring it up. Anyway, yeah, that's a gripe. Stop smoking in your fucking outdoor dining areas, you fucks. Okay, listen, I have a couple today. If you were going to take a job as a venue security person, 2 things. One is an Eric gripe that I'm going to gripe for Eric about in Nashville, which
it's a classic.
usually has
This big
amazing
ogre.
security.
Yeah.
This giant man who
Hagrid.
looked like Santa Claus.
Hagrid.
He looked like Hagrid with a security shirt on. He was in front of my microphone, but Eric, we switched sides a lot. And Eric was sitting there singing and playing bass. And there's a little girl who, by the way, if you don't know us, if you're a child and you come to a show, or you have a child come to a show, every child within eye shot of us is getting a guitar pick. That's just how we do picks. I give picks to kids first. That's just how it happens. But this one in particular, there was a little girl in front of him who, by the way, Drew had already given picks to, because Drew walks the barricade and gives kids picks because I tell him to. So this guy is standing there and he's tapping Eric on the leg while Eric's playing like this,
Hunched over too.
Yeah, hunched over, like, give this girl a pick. And Eric's like, so I don't know this happened yet. The only reason I know this happened is because after the show he told me. But all I see in between songs is this guy has an earplug in, and I'm still playing the outro of something, and I see Eric get down. This guy has an earplug in. Eric pulls his earplug out of his ear, which is probably one of the most personal things I feel like you could do. I feel like that's almost like putting your dick inside somebody. He pulled his earplug out, and I just see him like pointing at the guy, like scalding this guy, security guy, and being like, and then I take, at the end of every song, I take my ears out. They all leave theirs in. I take my ears out so I can hear the crowd. And I hear him go, I'm a fucking professional. You be a fucking professional. And I'm like, what happened? Like, what did I miss? And of course, after the show, he tells me, he's like, dude, the guy's sitting there, I'm trying to play bass and sing. And the guy's like tapping me on the leg, like, hey, give this girl a pick. Hey, give this girl a pick. He's like, yo, man, I'm working here. And then he puts the earplug back in the guy's ear, which is my favorite part of the whole story.
So I just brought Brent fresh water for him, and I see Eric talking to the guy. I talked to Eric after, and he's like, that guy, man, just fucking, I hate that shit. And so Sanjay literally, as I go down the steps to move the guy, Sanjay goes, can you get this guy out of here? He's hunched over, and no one can walk around him. I go, no problem. They sent that guy out to the buses in the garage.
Yeah.
Like, that guy was sucking in muffler dust.
Yeah, that guy was. They sent that guy in the parking lot, which is where he should have been. I feel bad, it's like, because those guys. But then there was the one show. I don't remember where it was. I don't remember if it was the night where the power went out or one of those shows. But I remember there's this one kind of white guy, tall. He looked like Brian Underfirth, my buddy Brian in Columbus, Mike Conley's trainer.
Ooh.
He looked like my buddy Brian, but he was literally on Facebook and Tinder during the show. I looked down and this dude's swiping left, swiping right. I'm like, first off, dude, you shouldn't swipe left on anybody right now. Like, you are not in a good position. So I kneel down in the middle of the song, and the fans are laughing their ass because they know me, and they know what I'm about to do. I tap him on the shoulder in the middle of the song. I go, put your fucking phone away and pay attention. I'm like, dude. And then it was like the third time that happened. There was another guy down at the end of the barricade, another different night, same thing, on his phone the whole time. And I go back to John, and I'm like, hey, these motherfuckers need to be paying attention. If somebody comes across this barricade, who knows what's going to happen? I'm about to kick somebody in the face, which is why I got kicked off of Facebook in the first place, because I said I was going to kick somebody in the face, which, by the way, here's another gripe. Facebook. I was back on Facebook today, and I posted Daddy's
Chris
out of
Cornell
jail
memorial thing.
Yeah. Well, first thing I posted was Daddy's out of jail. And then a guy commented, somebody said, what's the over under on you going back in? And then some guy commented under that and goes, oh, blah, blah, and called me like a bigot and a bunch of other shit. I'm like, well, listen, you call me a lot of things. You can't call me a racist or a bigot. That's not a thing. So call me a fucking asshole. But I'm not a racist or a bigot. Probably couldn't be further from it. So, and the guy's like, just like talking shit to every fan that like tries to defend me. So I get on there and I'm like, I go, man,
what's his name?
His name's Eric. I blocked him already because he reported my Eric Clark. He reported my comment. He's like a Canadian football coach, which is Canada even good at football? Stick to hockey and curling, you fucks.
I mean, they're not on TV, so probably not.
I'm just kidding. We love you, Canada. We're coming. Even though we didn't want to, we're coming. So the guy's like, he's like some sort of football coach. And I commented back and I go, man, you're kind
What's
of
he
a
look
whiny.
like?
It's like I blocked him, so I can't tell. If you type in Eric Clark, I think with an E, it's a picture of him, and he's like, it looks like he's coaching like a rugby. There's like a green shirt in the photo. I know that. So I go, man, you're really a whiny little bitch. That's all I said. And then he reported that comment and I got blocked. But then
God, I found him.
Yeah. Before
he lives
that,
in Calgary, Alberta.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to get Brett the Hitman Hart to go over to his house and give him a fucking figure 4, dude.
I mean, so just to give a background, this guy's previous profile pictures was Cliff Burtonson era Metallica pictures.
Dude, he's a clown. And he's friends with like my buddy
The Undertaker. Like,
Yeah.
dude.
He's friends with Nick Bocott. He's friends with my buddy Grady. And he's friends with my buddy Chad. So we had 3 mutual friends. So he kept just talking shit and kind of saying dumb comments. So I made the comment. I tagged my buddy Grady, who's friends with him, because there's a picture of him and Grady on a site. And I go, hey, come get this guy before I fuck his wife in front of him. It was my comment. Because I enjoy getting kicked off Facebook, apparently. And he goes, I kicked her to the curb a long time ago. And I go, yeah, she was probably fucking half of your football players. I go, which she should have. I go, so she could get some real dick or something like that. And so, anyway, I'm literally saying, I've been back on Facebook for 15 minutes. And then it goes, you're banned from commenting for 7 days. And I was like, motherfucker, immediately. As soon as I get back on there, I get kicked off again.
But why is that even a problem? I don't get it. Why is that even an issue to say that stuff?
It's not, but if someone reports it, you can post half naked pictures.
Oh,
of
you have a
yourself on
history of
Instagram.
reporting.
Yeah,
right.
I'm surprised I'm not banned for like 180 days because I'm on like I think the biggest ban I got was like 100 days last year. They kicked me off. You know what I'm going to try to do, and I say this every time, but what I'm going to try to do is just every time someone talks shit, just block them immediately, and then I don't have to deal with it. I think that's most of my that's most of my gripes. Let's see. Oh, you know what? This is kind of a gripe too. The other night, I forgot where we were. I went downstairs to the hot tub and I texted the other hot tub boys and see if they wanted to come down. There were 2 hot tubs in this hotel. 2 right next to each other. And I go in one.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And they're both working. I put my feet in both of them. They're both working. I go in one. They're kind of smaller. They can maybe fit 4 people slightly, almost uncomfortably. I go sit in one and I'm sitting there like 10 minutes. I just got my eyes closed. And I feel somebody get in with me. So I'm like, oh, John's here. Because I text John, I text Steve, I text Sanjay. I look up and it's just like some little Mexican guy that I don't know. And I was like, I took a photo. I'll put the photo in here. I'll have JR put the photo in. And I start texting them and I'm like, dude, this motherfucker just came in and started watching Ozark in there's another hot tub right there. And this dude, there's no one else in this pool area. It's an indoor pool area. This dude just comes and sits by me in the hot tub, puts his AirPods in. I'm like, I'm going to fucking ruin this show for this guy. I'm going to tell him fucking Ruth dies, even though I don't even know if that's true because I still got 1 episode left. I'm just going to make some shit up. Like Marty dies of dysentery.
What if he just trusted the fact you were in there, he trusted your choice to be like, maybe he picked the better hot tub.
Bro.
Well, come on, man. I can't defend that.
Check the other one,
That's
man.
fucked up.
Don't fucking come on, man. He was fishing for dick is what that guy was doing. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Probably had to be.
Yeah, like you're gonna feel like his like heel on your like inner thigh.
I close my eyes again. I just feel somebody next to me. I'm like, all right, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, that shit's annoying. Don't be that guy. Don't do that shit. Let's see if my only other real gripe is I really wish people, including famous people that we've toured with, would shut the fuck up about Elon Musk ending world hunger. You dumb fucks, because you don't know. You don't know.
$1 million to.
You don't know. You know nothing about hunger and even less about the world if you think Elon Musk buying Twitter for $46 billion would end fucking world hunger. $46 billion would end world hunger for a week. Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, after we give all the money to Ukraine before.
Which we just did. You love that.
Yeah.
I would love to get into that.
And here's the thing. I don't want to get political or whatever, but I'm a firm believer in take care of our own first. Our sick and dying in the streets, our veterans, or anyone who's homeless.
You mean to tell me a country that is in, you know what? I don't want to fudge this.
Like, why do we still have these issues?
You
We're
mean to
giving
tell
money
me
away to other people.
a company or a country that is, let's see, $30 trillion in debt can afford to give another country almost $1 trillion?
No one pays us back ever. No one. So why?
Well, we don't really,
None of this is real.
we don't really pay people back either. It's fine. But you're talking about being $1 trillion in debt and you just give all this aid to another country. Listen, I believe the people of Ukraine do need help.
No, it's a human thing. Like, take care of human. I totally
care
get
of
it. But
if we can be the world's power, which we're not, if we can take care of other countries, I do believe do that. But when you give people trillions, like whatever, I forgot them. It wasn't $1 trillion, but it was a lot of money, and you don't, and like we're still $30 trillion in debt. Are we really in debt? Like, this is a made up number anyway. We print the fucking money. What is it? None of this matters, is what I'm saying. Anyway,
correct.
Anyway, stop bitching about bitching about Elon Musk is the most small dick energy shit I've ever seen. Stop fucking doing it.
It's dumb.
It's so fucking stupid. And I love this. The one of the Project Veritas guys got one of the CEOs from Twitter talking shit about him, making fun of him for having Asperger's and having, because he's on the spectrum a little bit. Elon Musk is. And
most geniuses are.
Most geniuses are. And they got him on there talking like shit about fucking people with Asperger's and all this shit. And I'm like, ha ha ha, fuck this guy. I love when those secret recordings are the best. The best. All right. The only other gripe I have is like these any like girls on Instagram. There's like, oh my God, take me back to like fucking Cancun, Mexico. I'm like, go back, Becky. It's a fucking $200 flight. What are we talking about?
Dude, you could cross the border illegally, get there for less than that.
You're not in the Maldives.
Just go.
You're not in the Maldives. Right. You're an hour from Atlanta. Go back. It's a $100 flight. Take me back. Go back, bitch. You got the weekend off.
Bitch, the Greyhound's 2 stops away. Get down there.
You can go. Is it really that hard to get back to Miami? Stacy, take your fucking ass back. It's not that far.
Right.
I hate that shit. Shit's
go.
Annoying. This has been a very get off my lawn. Anyway.
So I had a couple.
That's
things
the end
here.
of the gripes.
I had this scenario in my head. So picture yourself. You're a male. You're a virgin. You are kind of just figuring out like whatever going through high school. Do you think as a man you could tell the difference if you are fucking a man or a woman's ass? If you're a virgin male.
If I
That's actually an honest
There's a lot
thought
of things.
It's been with me for the last 2 weeks.
I believe that you've been thinking about this for a long time, which leads me to what I was going to say next. There's a lot of things in this world I wish I could do. I wish I could go back in time and meet Abraham Lincoln. I wish I could go back and stop James Earl Ray, allegedly, from murdering Dr. Martin Luther King. But if I had a third thing I could do, I would love to just walk around your head just for a minute and be like,
it's like inner space.
Yeah. How does this happen to where you come up with why would you ever think of that?
I was just thinking of like weird scenarios in my head that we haven't talked about yet. I'm like,
that's fucking weird.
No, or it's like one of those things where I'm like, I know what it was. I was going through my yearbook and I was texting with a bunch of my friends, laughing about stuff. Yeah, I was like, that's why we started talking about like kids who were virgins, were there, virginity and stuff.
Please send JR your yearbook. Please send JR your yearbook photo.
What? Like, could you tell?
No. If you're a virgin and you never like had any sort of sex, you couldn't tell if it was a vagina or a butthole. I'm guaranteeing it.
Which goes to my follow-up question. These people, I know we've talked about this, they make the fleshlights. They make like the fleshlights and all this shit. Like, what if there's a guy out there that's like, nah, this isn't her. This isn't his ass. This is someone else. Like, are there people, like, how do you mold these after people? Like, what's
That's what
process?
we talk about all the time. Like, we joke about all the time. Like, they probably all feel
it's just the same thing.
It's just the outside. that looks different. And if you're
Yeah,
eating,
but even then,
if you're licking a plastic pussy, let me go ahead and tell you that you're a fucking terrorist.
You are a psychopath.
You need to be on every fucking watch list that exists. If you lick a fucking plastic vagina, you fucking maniac. What is
You're
wrong
just
with
like
you?
holding it like a Gatorade,
Oh, just drinking whatever was it later.
like a Go-Gurt. Yeah.
That was an actual face that I just made. I was an actual gag face. Go-Gurt.
Yeah. What? Interesting.
Here's the thing. I'd be able to tell for some of them. I've had some real flashlights porn stars before. I'd be able to tell.
Imagine if those were like more like if flashlights were more like they were like giveaways, like VIP packages at concerts. Like they were more readily like out there. Where it's just like, oh, got the keychain, got the
Brent Smith flashlight.
Brent Smith, the Barry Kirch flesh pit, and it's just like a plastic Viking ass.
It's literally it's like this, and there's an asshole in the middle, and it just has this huge beard hanging off of it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool.
And 2 pirate swords just crossing above it.
Like, what? Will we ever get to the point where it's that mainstream, where it's just like out there?
I wish people would stop. I wish sex wasn't such like a taboo thing for like people to talk about, and like, you know, people get so like. I'm glad people are now coming out more about like open relationships and being like, yo, like I like, you know, I have lots of friends who, especially, you know, like, you know, I like love my wife. I would never fall in love with another person, but like this is like it's a human being issue, right? Like it's like that's what it is, like,
right?
You know, your job is you're an animal. Your job is to conquer, and that's what you do, right? But like, yeah, I'm glad people are more coming out and talking about open relationships and stuff. I think that's a good thing, and I wish, you know, it's like the same thing. Like when we go to Europe, right? Like we always talk about going to Europe and going in those like saunas and stuff. You and I are like big sauna. Dude,
speaking of saunas,
oh yeah, I can't wait, dude. We're going to the depths of hell. This place that we stay at in Cologne,
Hellboy
Germany,
was birthed in this room.
Dude,
the Ghost Rider
was sweating when he came out. Dude, we stay at this hotel. It's one of our favorite hotels that we stay at, but we always say it has the hottest sauna and the coldest hot tub. The hot tub is like 70 degrees, and they think that's warm. They're like, oh yeah, but dude, in the steam room's kind of hot, but then you go in the sauna and like, dude, if you can last 5 minutes in this thing, you are a nutcase. Your skin is melting off. You lose
5 to 6 pounds. You lose at least 5 pounds.
Dude, it is the hottest sauna we've ever been. But the point I was making was, you know, over there, you walk in a sauna, dude, there's lips and tits
dicks,
and dicks.
Anus.
No one cares about anything. Yeah, they're tanning. Me and all the bloop guys got into a conversation the other night. They came over to my house. We did a crawfish party that you would have loved so much to be in.
Who's
they
the
were talking
bloop?
about all the bloop troop, all my boys.
Oh,
Jacob,
Justin,
yeah,
Jim.
Zach. Yeah, JR. It was JR, Zach Smith, Zach Kirk, Jacob Kirk, all those dudes.
Oh, yeah.
And they were talking about the thing that you brought up on here one time, the sunning your asshole to get energy. And it was like a 35-minute conversation where we were talking about like, imagine just like laying out there doggy style, just like in a park.
Yeah, just like out there farting and like taking in the sun.
Oh my God. Just to get a little bit of energy, you know, just a little bit of energy.
It's just, man, drink some Gatorade, drink a Red Bull, get your energy like a man.
I wish people would stop doing that. But yeah, so we, anyway. Speaking of like hot tub, we talked about hot tubs. The other night when we were West Virginia, Barry and I, actually everybody in the room everybody in the band was in the same room, on a different floor, like whatever. So like whatever the suite was on that floor. So it was like, if I was in 226, Barry was 336, Brent was 446, Eric was 446, right? So, there's a hot tub. There's like a big bathtub in my room, like a huge bathtub in the middle of the room, but it had this light on over it. And I was like, man, all night, all day long, I was like, this light won't turn off. I can't find a light switch for this fucking light anywhere. I can't find it. I've looked everywhere. I looked behind the fucking TV. And it was the night that the Grizz won game 2, I believe. And or game 4, one or the other. But yeah, so I was like, I couldn't find this light switch. Couldn't find it all night long. I'm looking everywhere for this light switch. Cannot find it. I mean, literally, it's time to go to bed. I'm sick. At this time, I had just gotten bronchitis. So I was sick. I was in a fucking shitty mood. My throat was killing me. And I was like, so I called down. I'm like, I'm going to look like a fucking idiot. I'm going to call down to the front desk and have somebody come turn this. And then I was like, you know what? I'll just take the light bulb out. And I get up there with a fucking towel and stand on the bathtub, and it's got a cover over it that I can't get off. So I can't just take the light bulb out. So it's about 1:30 in the morning. I'm about to go to bed. I call down to the front desk, and literally the guy answers the phone, goes, it's on the back of the bathroom. I didn't say anything else. Literally, I call down at 1:30 in the morning. The guy goes, it's in the back of the bathroom. I go, you get this question a lot? He goes, every fucking night. There's a light switch 30 feet away. It's 30 feet away in a different room that turns on that light. Like, this is absurd. He's like, yeah, something about how they wired it. But I was like, I'd imagine this guy, like, every single night at the same time gets the call. He's like, hey. And he's like, yeah, it's in the bathroom. Like, I didn't ask him. I didn't say one word. He answered the hotel lobby phone and goes, yeah, it's in the bathroom on the back wall. I was like, all right, cool.
Legend.
Man. Love that guy. What do you got this week? I'm sure you got a bunch of stuff.
What if he was like, hey, man, I see you struggling to find that. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I saw you looking. I mean, yeah, a lot of people look for it. Like, whoa.
Yeah, we got a bunch of new stuff.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, John the Shaman's back.
John the Shaman, keeping you on track. All you gotta do is touch his big old sack of mail.
This is a new female. So here we go.
Female or a new female?
New. She's
female.
first time setting in. Just found our podcast, which I've honestly seen so much of that now where people are like, oh, I'm just finding this and playing catch up. I'm like, well, you got 40 episodes of pure debauchery to leave.
Yeah,
like if you made it this far. I love y'all. Have been a fan of the podcast since I've just found the first episode. First time writing in. I have a question about the Manscaped products. I'm going to buy the entire kit for my husband for Father's Day. I mean, if he uses the ball spray, is it safe to give him a blowjob? Yes. Would it taste like that, or is there a possibility of poisoning myself? Because that is my favorite pastime, an absolute favorite hobby of mine, with my husband, of course. My favorite soundtrack song on repeat would have to be Monsters by Shinedown. Much love and respect.
I just picture this dude just swallowing hog to Monsters.
My monsters are.
God bless the spitters, man. Yeah, I think it's safe. It's also like a aerosol. It's not really like a spray that like gets into your skin. It's more just like a, little freshen up a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're organic. I think it's gluten free. So just throw it down there. I think so.
Speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, we got something to tell you about. Guys, what we were just talking about, listen, we're going to interrupt this podcast for a second. You know why? Because we need you to take care of your balls. The world needs you, your girl or your guy, whatever you're into, needs you to take care of your balls. How are you going to do that, John? How should they take care of their balls?
Man, it's tough for me to say this, but there's no better product than this thing's got a leaf blower. It's got hedge trimmers. This thing's got a flamethrower. This thing will make your pedal area look like the statue of David.
Like the bushes on Edward Scissorhands.
It's perfection personified.
Like the bushes on Edward Scissorhands.
What's that?
Like the bushes on Edward Scissorhands.
It's just what do you want this thing to do to your body? Like this thing will make
back of Vanilla Ice's head in the early 90s. You can do anything with this. And it's not just a razor. It's more than that, people.
No, we got nose trimmers. We got ball spray. We got
the new nose
4.0 out there. That's
the nose trimmer has saved my life because I get bad nose hairs. Nose trimmer has saved my life. I very much appreciate the nose hair trimmer, but also again the crop duster, the ball spray. There's nothing. And by the way, Manscaped.
The
also
underwear.
All of it is great. If I'm pledging again, I would like to make a plea to Manscaped. I need a cologne of the crop preserver. I need that smell. I need it in a cologne. It's one of my favorite smells. I'm just gonna start spraying it on my neck. Call me nut neck. I don't care what you do. Listen, guys, keep your balls clean. Here's how you're gonna do it. You're gonna go to manscaped.com for the 20% off, and for the free shipping, you're gonna use the code SUPSCAPE. The code is SUPSCAPE. Get your balls right, ladies. Buy it for your man. Buy it for yourself. If you're a landing strip girl,
20% off, free shipping.
Free shipping. What do you need?
Dedicate a weekend. Order this for each other and shave each other.
Shave
you
each
will fall
other.
in love deeper, harder.
Harder, especially. Video it and send it to us too. We want to know. I need to know what's happening there. Send it to us. We'd love to see it. Check it out. Manscaped.com. Use the code SUPSCAPE. Free shipping, 20% off. Thank you very much. Now back to the podcast.
It's a great question. Honestly, a lot of our fans have been hitting me up, or at least the
A lot of people telling me they bought all those stuff and they love it.
No,
actually, we were talking about that in the Blue
good.
Troop yesterday too, because JR had sent a thing that said, "I'm looking for a. Do any of the razors with vacuums work good, like that suck up the hair after you're done with it?" And I have one that I use for my face, the Philips Norelco. And I said, you know what works really good? I said, go to manscaped.com and use the code SUPSCAPE for 20% off in the group text. And I think our buddy Jesse might have bought one after I said that, which is pretty nice.
I like that. Okay, here's a new one.
All right.
Help me understand. This is a female. Help me understand. What purpose do boxers serve for men? They seem pointless.
None.
And before the newer underwear that holds everything in place, what did y'all do for the last 2,000 years? And what happens down there that you need special underwear? As a woman, I am curious. Thank you.
Women have a million different kind of underwear. What is she talking about? Women have more different kinds of underwear than men do.
I mean, it's to the point now where it's like, here's a piece of string. Just hang this off your belly button or stuff it in your cooch and just walk out with it.
Just take your pinky and like stuff it in the little hole there. And that's, I'll say this. Boxers serve no purpose other than to put another lining around your waist because your balls do. I stopped wearing boxers as soon the day I found out about boxer briefs. I was like, I'm done wearing this shit. My balls are just hanging. You might as well be wearing nothing. They're so stupid. The only good thing is boxer briefs don't have a hole for you to stick your wang out of. The only thing that was good about boxers is you could take your dingling and stick it out of there and go pee with it. Leave your boxers on.
Yeah, I never got especially playing sports like middle school and high school and college. Like the boxers it doesn't do anything. I'd rather go commando or wear like better underwear.
Even tighter, like because she was like, "What happened? What was before boxers?" I'd imagine tighty whities, but when did those get invented? You know what I mean? Like, how long did men walk around boxerless? You know what I mean? With no underwear, I bet hundreds of years.
God damn.
Maybe 1,000 years. No one.
Yeah, well, you figure. I mean, maybe you're right.
Had to be. Oh, I would like to know that. When were underwear invented? Let's look that up. What else you got?
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever eaten edible underwear?
No. I
did once. It's basically like fruit roll up. It's like super sticky and gross. It's really not healthy for you either. High in sugar.
Well, this is bullshit. It said underwear actually started out as an outer garment back in the 5,000 BCs. Fuck it, you're full of shit.
It's a kilt.
How do you know that? Really?
Wrapped around, right?
Billions
what's on the body of the skeleton?
And billions and billions and billions of years ago. I'm like, shut the fuck up. How do you know that? Oh, there's these rings around these trees that tell you.
Here's another one. Here's a guy, I believe, a new one. A lot of new people, and I like this. My friend told me about the podcast. I'm finally on episode 36. Nice. Almost caught up. You guys were just talking about things you see at shows. I saw Shinedown in Chattanooga in September, I believe. The show was great. But there were two rednecks in front of us. He was figuring the hell out of his female friend. Been to lots of concerts and have never seen that. These two didn't even stand up during the whole show. That was fun.
That's the end of the email?
On another note, Zach, I'm sorry, but every time the guys sing 45, I cry. I cannot help it. I work at a local Nashville police department. In September of 2008, I was working and an officer friend of mine killed himself while I was on duty. The song is my friend to a T. I have no idea how many Shinedown and Smith Myers shows I've been to, all the Nashville ones since 2008. My favorite one was the Municipal Auditorium, also seen you in Chicago, Knoxville, Chattanooga, and Memphis.
Dang, Municipal Auditorium.
Every time that song comes on, my concert buddy and I walk out and come back when it's over. Thank you for the podcast. And I sit in traffic laughing my ass off.
Well, I wonder why she said sorry to me. Oh, because people. Here's the thing. I don't hate hearing these stories.
No, I think it was you. The set in regards to the set list, the last episode, you called it about certain songs like you like playing.
Yeah.
To her first point though, the two people figure each other. I mean, that's
wild.
Where were we in Spokane? Two couples were thrown out because they're having sex in the crowd. So you guys are really good with that. Like you get the crowd going. Like your crowd's super horny.
Like a thing. I guess, yeah.
Like when they hear "Get Up," they don't know what's going on with their bodies.
Okay, you gonna play a song?
Who's that? Steve Vai back there?
That's that's his guitar. Anyway, yeah, that's wild. But that's what's funny is like that place we played in Chattanooga then reminds me of the place that I saw Alanis Morissette where I went up a girl's shirt for the first time. And you guess what? I was sitting down the whole show too because I was trying to feel on them tatties.
Did you go to that show wanting to do that, or is it something that was there a song you heard where it's like you could just get the vibe going?
No, it was my girlfriend. So like I definitely wanted to do it. I was real young, but like, let's find out when that was. Let's find out the date that I first under touched a tatty.
You ought to know.
Let's see when that was. I would like to know this for my own good. You know what I mean? For like my own.
You ought to know.
January 16th, 1996. Let's go.
Nice.
What's he singing about?
Is he singing?
What song are you singing? What song are you singing? What? You're singing Monsters? Okay. Yeah, that was the first time I ever, so shout out to those people. I mean, I love that she called the guy a redneck though. That's pretty some redneck.
We don't even know if it could have been two guys.
Maybe. We got wide demographics now, bro.
Dude, your fans are super horny. Like I'm gonna throw it out there. Like there's some super aggressive fans.
Yeah, I think I got a couple. I think I had a couple lesbians approach me for a threesome. Not approach me, but that I was on stage and they were trying to make it known that they would be down for that sort of
what
thing.
show was that? Okay, so here's the other thing too. Maybe. I don't know if you and Paul talked about this last episode, but a lot more topless chicks in the crowd this tour. Like it felt like early 2000s again, where it's like, dude, there's topless women everywhere.
It felt like I was at like a Kiss show or something. Like it was back in the day.
Dude, it was people on shoulders, titties out. Like there wasn't enough dick, I don't think. But
no, there was only I saw like 3.
Yeah.
One of them was yours, which was really weird.
Woo, 45. Yeah.
My son does that.
Please save me.
My son does that when he gets out of the shower now and goes, "Look what you taught me." I go, "I did not teach you this."
Are you? Good God.
Every time he gets out of the shower, he helicopters and goes, "You taught me this." And I go, "I did not teach you this." He tries to say it from my wife too. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna kick you in the face, man.
Bust you up. Yeah,
dude. I did not teach my son that. Yeah, there was so many. It was so weird. Like
a lot. Like every yeah.
And my brother Nick always gets so mad because he's like, I've never seen tits at a Shinedown show. I've never seen boobs at a Shinedown show. I'm like, bro, this tour was wild. They were everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, after Daylight, these women just became horny, just beasts. Just take me. That song's gonna be a smash, by the way.
Thanks. I hope so.
Smash.
We'll see. We had to push the record back in case anybody didn't know. Push the record back to July 1st.
July 1st.
July 1st, which, by the way, Imagine Dragons announced they're putting out a record that day. So
Did they really?
There goes our number one record, probably, but that's all right. That's all right. Hopefully we beat them. We'll see.
Why would they do that? Fuck those guys.
Tell me about it.
Well, it just seems weird, like especially if you're two known bands. Why would you go after each other in the same week?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they even knew that we redid our date.
Yeah,
I think if we would have come out, if we would have come out on the date that we were supposed to come out, we would have a number one record for sure. So, whatever is what it is. What else you got?
That's really all I got.
What did anybody send in answers from the last one about the what was the song? Desert Island soundtrack song was the question.
Lose Yourself by Eminem from 8 Mile was one of them.
But Paul said plays 24/7. Do you want to be that inspired 24/7? You know, you're trying to sleep. Like, Mom, spaghetti.
Anything AC/DC.
They've been on a lot of soundtracks, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through here.
You can't just say anything AC/DC though. You got to talk about like, hey, no drums right now. No drums.
Eye of the Tiger.
Great. No drums, baby.
Let's see here. A lot of Lose Yourself, Eminem.
Yeah.
What was the question? Like, if you had it
had to be a soundtrack song.
Yep.
From a movie, and it played 24 hours a day.
Here's one: "Live to Rise" by Soundgarden from the first Avengers soundtrack.
Great.
That's the anniversary chain, right? Of Chris Cornell or yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday or today.
What was that?
I think I would pick. I would probably pick either "Cruel Summer" from the original Karate Kid, or "You're the Best Around" by the
You're the
original.
best around.
Amazing.
There's so many good 80s action movies too that have just Kumite, Stan Bush from Bloodsport. Dude, there's just so many. The Crow soundtrack.
Burn
by The Cure.
That's Barry Kirch's favorite movie, The Crow.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, what's a good? Like, could you imagine like the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks if he had like music playing with like how different his life would be?
Oh my God, that'd be great.
He listened to like
the Indigo Girls come on.
By, like, yeah, Anthrax or something. He just kills all the animals on the island.
The Indigo Girls come on.
But that's really all I got there.
Yeah.
So we're at Rockville. Well, this episode airs will be the next day at Rockville. Is there anything? Is it tough for you to put together a set list for a festival?
Yeah,
like now you got so many songs. So how do you?
70-minute festival set is a little hard. I'm going to be honest. Not easy, but I think I made it. I sent it to the band. There's a couple possible audibles in there. We'll see what happens with those. But yeah, it's very hard to make a set right now because you gotta figure out like, you know what I mean? Like it's just tough. Like what do you take out? What do you leave in? Do you want to play any new songs? You know, like how many new songs do you want to play? You know what I mean? Like it's just wild,
right.
You know? Yeah. So
yeah,
that's the thing about it. Real quick before we go, let's talk about this amazing thing that happened when we were in Greenville, South Carolina at this. Hey, no drums. This kid is a little bit loud though. He put his muffles on his drums so he could play his drums.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I see. It's fine. Just don't hit the cymbals. So we went to this place called Maple Street Biscuit Company, which is a bit of a chain and one of my favorite places though, to eat breakfast. And the man who I presumed either owned it or ran it, was taking all the orders. And a couple of us had gone the day before. I'd gone 2 days in a row, and then John came with us next day. And then he would do this thing where instead of asking your name for when they call out the order, he would say, "What actor would play you in a movie?" Well, John being the person he is. So we do ours. I forgot who you did.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. That's right. And you paid for our meal, so ours was under the same name. But he would call out other people's names. So, it would start with like Anne Hathaway, and John would go, bullshit. Like, look at whoever was going
There
up
ain't no
there.
Anne Hathaway bodies in here. Yeah.
And then the best one was like,
McConaughey.
and you were kind
Bro.
oh man.
Bro,
And
you're
Col-
a black female.
And Coulter,
Right.
maybe.
Yeah.
So, and most of the time, you were pretty good about it. Like you were keeping it down. And I remember at one point the guy goes, Kevin Costner, and you go, no fucking way, not in here. And like you said it really loud, and like everyone looked at you, and I was like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. But they would, they would be like, some guy would be like, name like Chris Evans, and John would be like,
Jim
bullshit. Yeah. Chris Evans, and it's
at least be honest with yourself. Here's the thing: these people actually might. This guy that was maybe 5'6", balding and kind of frumpy, he might look at the mirror and be like, "I feel like
Fabio.
I feel like Dances with Wolves."
Yeah. It was just
It's like,
Fabio.
dude, you look like you ate the wolves. Yeah, you ate the wolves.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's
Joke.
dude. I mean, like some guy be like, how about you say like I don't know, Newman from Seinfeld? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like
Paul Reiser. How about
Paul Reiser?
Eugene Levy? You're not Vince Vaughn. You're Eugene Levy.
Oh my god. Yeah. How not Brad Pitt? How about Brad Garrett from Everybody Loves Raymond?
You ogre. Eat your omelets.
Eat your biscuit.
I wish every
You look like
restaurant-
George Clooney. You look like George Costanza.
Yeah, you look like George Wendt from Cheers.
You're still on
calm
the
down.
camera. My wife's trying
What
to
is
duck,
that?
so she wasn't on the. She was trying to.
Who
think
is that?
She's trying to think that she wouldn't be on the camera.
There's some weird
What is
role playing going on in this house, folks. Zach's
that
got
she
his
thought she
family
wasn't
barking
on the
like dogs.
You just see her crawling. That's my favorite part of the podcast that we've ever done, I think.
You know who runs this house? Zach Myers. He makes his family crawl around like dogs.
That's right. Don't forget it. Listen, all right, guys. The question for next week is, you have to fuck or marry one. Amber Heard, Jada Pinkett Smith. Figure it out. We should do a whole podcast about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial.
I think I would actually marry Amber Heard because I would not deal with her slapping and hitting me. I'm a little bit bigger than Johnny Depp.
Yeah. You take her.
Jada, but they're both mental fuck. They both mentally fuck with you though. Like we're watching Amber Heard literally perjure herself. Like everything she's done, this cross testimony is just a bit by the lie.
The most blatant,
Johnny has all the receipts.
The most blatant lies you ever see. Dude, when she was on the stand and she was like, I pledged it.
Ice takes down the swelling.
I pledged it. And then, dude, she used makeup to make fake bruises. Absurd. Absurd.
Just, oh man.
Ridiculous.
Tear that ass up though.
Oh man, for sure. For sure. Anyway, that's the question.
Fuck, I didn't even tear up. I didn't even tear up a Momoa.
Who?
Jason Momoa, Aquaman.
Oh yeah, dude. He's handsome.
Dude.
Listen,
Sexy.
if you have any questions to ask us, if you have any gripes, if you have life advice that you need, if you have dreams, we haven't done any dreams lately. We need some more dreams. Do you need us to analyze your dreams?
Dark.
Do you need John to analyze your dreams? Do us a favor. Send us an email to suplifeadvice@gmail.com. John, what's the email?
suplifeadvice@gmail.com.
And remember to send in the question this week. Once again, please like and click subscribe and turn on the notifications for the podcast on YouTube. If you're listening on regular listening, thank you very much. And we will see you next week, you stupid nerds. Thanks for listening to the new Friday episode of the Seemingly Unknown Podcast.